Now, this is going to be a massive shock or realization to a majority of you, but what you have to do is you need to let women pursue you. What I'm going to be doing in today's video is showing you exactly how to be an attractive man that women actually desire to pursue. And the most important reason why you have to actually understand and internalize these concepts is because this will feed a woman's natural hypergamous instinct. When she has something to work for, or when she has a man to consistently attempt to see or meet, she's going to have strong desire and strong emotional pull towards him. However, majority of men today, what they do is they reverse this dynamic. They are constantly the one chasing, they are constantly the one pursuing, and this is not the natural way that a woman wants the relationship to feel. If you stick with me until the end of this video, this will change your life because I wholeheartedly believe that this is some of my best work. Let's dive in. Okay, there's no other way that I can say this other than being very blunt and to the point, but if you are the one pursuing her, she is not going to like you. When a man pursues a woman, who she is and her biology and her natural hardwiring is designed to push you away, to stop talking to you, and to make you basically exit her life. It doesn't matter how long you've known her. It doesn't matter how great the first few dates are. You need to let women pursue you. Now, here's a fair warning to this video. This whole video, you are going to need a certain level of social calibration and just an understanding of male to female or masculine to feminine dynamics, due to the fact that, let's be real, the first couple dates, yes, you are going to have to pursue her, okay? You are going to have to set the date, okay? Especially if you guys have not yet, been intimate or have slept together. Yes, you're going to have to be the one in the beginning to put in majority of the work to making sure that she has enough investment and attraction towards you that she wants to keep seeing you. However, who this video is for is this video is for the man who has consistently probably wanted a relationship with a woman, and you will see time and time again why this turns them off. Because after those first few dates, once you've gotten your foot in the door, it is now her job to start to pursue you if she sees enough value in you. So here's what I mean. You must let women pursue you because this feeds her natural hypergamous nature. So what you have to know right off the bat is it is not in a man's nature to pursue one specific woman. How do we know this? Because every single time you do it, it turns them off and they will consistently exit. So I want you to just make a mental note to yourself to never do this ever. I don't care how high of value you think you are as a guy, and I also don't care how beautiful of a woman you think she is. You can never do this ever. Why is that? Because they do not like the men who pursue them. This is the cold hard fact that they do not like men who pursue them. Instantly, what happens when you pursue a woman to consistently keep seeing her, or when you're constantly showing her your investment level, is it instantly registers in her brain as low sexual market value. She looks at you and she thinks this guy has low sexual market value, and instantly, the problem is that instantly once you do that, hypergamy is less satisfied. So here's what you do. When and if you approach, when and if you approach a woman, whether that could be out on the street if you are in a social group, that could be if you are at a party, whatever the case may be, okay? You need to just focus on having normal and natural conversation and normal and natural interactions, because here's what happens. You will start to realize that if you're a masculine man, or if you're masculine, the sheer fact that you're a man raises her attraction. So a lot of guys think that they need to create attraction or they need to say some fancy thing. That is not how you do it. Instantly, when a woman sees that you are purposefully putting in any amount of effort to try to impress her, whether it be with who you are or verbally, she will consistently lose respect as well as desire for you. So never directly approach a woman where it seems like you're hitting on her. Never be direct with your intent of how beautiful you think she is. None of that, okay? What happens is instantly, this will show her that you have low sexual market value. Now, if you understand this one key concept, why it is not in a man's nature to pursue a woman because she wants to be the one who feels as if she's winning you over, now you can move to the second category. And the second category is understanding that majority of women are turned off if a man deeply desires them or wants to date them. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a woman who's very beautiful, and let's say she's on social media. She could have an entire inbox full of men, okay? Some of them maybe are even high value men. Some of them are maybe even men who have a lot of money or a lot of status or have had a lot of female attention from the past. Here's the fact. When she sees all of those men in her inbox, she instantly knows one thing. She knows to herself, that she could have them. Any of them, she instantly knows, I could have him if I wanted to. I could instantly date this guy. I could instantly be with this guy. I could instantly try to, I could make sure I see him. Now, a woman could have hundreds of inbox messages, but what she does is she still looks around at the one guy she wants. And the one guy she wants is oftentimes not in her inbox. And that is the guy who she hearts his pictures. That is the guy who she's liking his stories. That's the guy who she's constantly thinking about. Why is this? Because she wants to view you as the prize. If a woman doesn't view you as the prize, if a woman doesn't view you as somebody that she had to win over or somebody that she had to work for, especially had to work for to get a relationship with, it doesn't feel as if this is anything that is valuable. So women always want to feel like they got the better end of the deal. How do you make a woman psychologically feel like she got the better end of the deal? You make sure she's putting in effort and emphasis to win you over. This means that you do not give up this means that you do not, get into a relationship too easily. This means that you're constantly actively making her work for your approval. And this also means that you're present in the moment, not necessarily future pacing potential interactions or potential dates or a potential dating life or a relationship with her. All of that will turn her off. Your job when you're a man is you sit there right on that date, you make sure you have a good masculine to feminine dynamic, you make sure that you're fully present so that way you're not worried about the future of when you get to see her next, and when you leave, you leave. And now she gets to sit there with a question mark and I wonder when the next time that I get to see that guy is. Now all of a sudden she has something to work for. Now all of a sudden she has a reason to want to see you. And what happens with most men is they over communicate, they overshow their intent, and she gets turned off. Let 2, 3, 4 days pass after that first date sometimes before you reach out or before you maybe try to set another date. These are basic things that you can do to appear far higher value than majority of all of the other men, hoping and praying that they can get a date. Women always want to feel like they got the better end of the deal. And I'm telling you this because you can be rich, you can have high status, and you can even be in a position where, let's say, all of the women in your hometown want you. Guess what? The one girl that you really want, say this with me, the one girl you want, okay? I don't care how many options you have on online dating. I don't care how many options you have in person or girls you've met in the city. I'm talking about the one girl you want. Oftentimes that one girl will never love you, she will never want you, and she will never desire you because hypergamy is no longer satisfied because the roles have been reversed with the masculine to feminine dynamic of who is pursuing who. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because I fundamentally believe that majority of all men believe the wrong things. They believe they need to use far too much effort and emphasis to create attraction instead of being an attractive man. And on top of that, what men have been conditioned to believe is that showing intent and constantly showing certainty will win a woman over or will make sure that she loves you. Here's the truth. Showing intent and consistently showing certainty turns them off. And the best way that I can describe this towards you is giving you a little drawing here of an inverse relationship between certainty and desire. Okay, the higher your certainty rises, which means you're giving her certainty that you like her, and this could be certainty through constantly calling and constantly FaceTiming. This could be certainty by replying to text messages far too quickly. Any certainty that you give a woman will consistently lower desire. For some of you, this could even be when you're texting, you're using too much expressions such as exclamation marks, emojis, all of that stuff, far too much. Now, the higher your certainty level, the lower her desire. Meanwhile, it's an inverse relationship. The lower amount of certainty that you give, or the lower your certainty level, the higher her desire. Well, why would her desire spike, or why would her desire rise if you're not giving certainty? Think about this. If you're not showing a woman certainty, she thinks a lot of things. She thinks this guy has probably a lot of options, which means, he probably can attract women who are just as attractive as me any day of the week. She also thinks that he has high sexual market value. And number 3, she feels as if he's probably selected. She feels as if other women are probably interested in him. Meanwhile, the guy who's giving tons of certainty and constantly showing his care and his love, she's going to realize that this guy doesn't have a lot of options, is not selected by other women, and probably doesn't have a lot going on. A woman never wants to feel as if she is your only option. If she senses that energy, You will start to become needy, and you will start to overplay or overextend your hand when it comes to making sure you can set up dates and be with her. Women never want to truly know how you feel about them. I know that this sounds completely opposite to everything that you've been told, and I know that this sounds completely opposite to everything that you've heard over the years, but a woman never wants to truly know how you feel about her. This is why men who remain mysterious, and this is why men who can conceal their intent oftentimes, or specifically conceal their desire level, will oftentimes win that woman over. Emotion and direct verbal care signals weakness. There is no other way that I can break this down other than telling you the truth, that emotion and direct verbal care, as if you're saying, I care about you, I like you, I want to make sure this goes somewhere, I really would like a relationship with you. If you give off that vibe, any sort of feelings that you give towards her in that way, you will notice that there will be a decrease in reciprocation. If at first when she met you, she was saying nice things to you, she was complimenting you, she was saying how much she wants to see you, she was using a lot of expression, or when she was texting you, she was using a lot of emojis, you're going to notice the higher your certainty level, the lower her reciprocation, which means the lower her desire. She is slowly getting turned off, and she can't help it. This is the biggest thing that I want all of you to remember, is a lot of you have had past experiences that have went bad with women. So now what you do is you associate that bad experience with that person, okay? And you say, you put a name to it. You say, well, that's how it went with Amanda, or that's how it went with Stephanie, or that's how it went with Kayla. The problem is that it's not that individual. It's just the whole internal hardwiring of what a woman is responding to when it comes to attraction. That's not something that she can control, okay? It just isn't. Like, whether you're a gym bro who goes to the gym a lot, whether you're a professional NASCAR driver, whether you work at a grocery store, or whether you're a pastor or a priest, all of these men are going to have the same sort of attraction mechanisms. We as men too, we can't control what we're attracted to. The same thing with a woman. She can't control that she's turned off by these things. So emotion and direct verbal care signals weakness. Now, shift your attention over here. Because this point, if you can hammer this home, mentally and psychologically, this will all come together. When you pursue a woman, it's you subconsciously seeking reassurance. So when you send that good night baby text message, what you're actually doing is you're subconsciously seeking reassurance that you get a text back. You're wanting to sit there and make sure that she's still there. She can feel this. The man who is non-needy, the man who doesn't necessarily care, the man who specifically doesn't really care if that woman is in his life or not, that's the one she starts to gravitate towards, because she senses the value. She senses the raw, primal, sexual market value. And this is going to be attractive. So what I want all of you to do is become attractive and carry yourself as a powerful, driven, masculine man should. Because what this does is now it makes her value you. You don't have to say any crazy verbal lines. You don't have to try to do anything special. You don't have to do backflips and handstands. You can just literally be a man. And this is something that not a lot of men know or understand how to do. When you act and carry yourself as a powerful, attractive, masculine man, you will naturally attract women. And the whole purpose of this video is to show you why it's important to attract women, instead of you putting in effort and emphasis to talk to them, to almost convince them to go out on a date with you. Like, you want the desire to come naturally. You want the desire to come through mutual attraction. You want the desire to come because of who you are as a man. And this is something that's very powerful. So when you pursue, you will often run the risk of over communicating. You are also going to be showing lack of purpose, and that you don't have anything going on throughout your day. And on top of that, you're going to be showing an abundance of free time. When you have that abundance of free time, she sits there and she goes, well, why am I so special that I deserved this anyways? I didn't deserve this. We just went on a couple dates. He's already super needy and super wanting a relationship. She just gets turned off. It's too much too quick. The biggest thing that I can tell all of you, okay, is you have to understand, I'm gonna erase this, and I'm just going to give you a little drawing here, okay? The one thing I want all of you to understand is that you have no idea how she sees the world. Okay, and what I mean by that is you have no idea how she's actually perceiving her own attraction day to day. What I can tell you after dating women over the past 11 years now is that they have a much longer extended time horizon of how they grow their feelings. We as men know very quickly. We can typically tell within 1 to 2 dates what type of woman this is, or if this is probably someone who has certain values or character traits that we're probably aligning with. And let me tell you this, obviously beauty is going to play a very big factor into that, but what you still have to know is that within a relatively quick period of time, we as men know if we are attracted to that woman or not. For a lot of us, it's almost instantaneous. A woman's attraction, what I can tell you, grows on a much longer time frame or a much longer time horizon. So while most guys think that they have to move quickly, if you look at this time horizon of females' attraction, I want you to think of the word patience. You need to be patient, okay? Let 1, 2, 3, 4 days go by before you get that next text message of when you're trying to set that next date. Once you guys have good interactions, give it a few days or even a week sometimes. See if that woman reaches out and pursues you first. When you show that you are not needy, when you show that you don't need to always communicate, when you show that you're stable and okay on your own, you naturally attract women because their time frame and their time horizon takes longer. It takes them a lot longer time for them to grow feelings towards a man. You have to be patient. You have to lay your cards slowly and you have to lay them correctly. If you like this video, I want you to hit the like button, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.